I want to start out this video by saying that I just woke up and I saw this update. I guess it came out yesterday, but I didn't really see it. Sea of Thieves Fair Play Update Spring 2023. I just wanted to talk about this. This video is not going to be scripted or anything. This is going to be me talking about the update, what I think, and it probably won't be that exciting. But I think that it's mildly important, so I wanted to talk about it. So what I'm probably going to do is just read it out and talk about what I think of different parts of it, and we'll just go from there. It's been just over 5 years since Sea of Thieves set sail, and in this time, we have always striven to maintain a safe, inclusive, and fair environment for our players. This includes consistently allocating resources to combat both cheating and toxic behavior. Cheating and hacking. In recent months, we've seen an increase in player reports around cheating, and we wanted to take this opportunity to offer an honest and transparent view into our efforts in this space. I see a lot of cheaters recently, so I definitely understand. I definitely report people when suspicious things happen. I see people cheating in videos all the time lately, I feel like, so I'm glad they're kind of cracking down on this. To paraphrase, the Sea of Thieves Code of Conduct, Rare has is a zero-tolerance approach to any form of in-game hacking or cheating, and any transgression can result in a permanent enforcement action, like a ban. Your reports alone have resulted in the termination of over 7,000 accounts in the last 12 months, with nearly 5,000 bans in the last 6 months of players confirmed to be cheating. So most of them have been recent, in like the last half a year. I think that makes sense. Further to this, our security team has issued permanent bans to an additional 8,000 accounts in the last 12 months as a result of internal cheat detection and anti-tampering measures. Okay, I have two things to say about this one. I think that it's really interesting that they do have cheat detection and anti-tampering measures. I knew about cheat detection a little bit. I always see people not talking about not having an anti-cheat and wanting an anti-cheat, but I didn't really know that they had like anti-tampering measures. It's not very specific, but like it's interesting to like know what they use, I guess, but like not really because it's not very specific. But I guess it's basically like their version of an anti-cheat essentially. And the second thing, I think it's really good that they're banning cheating accounts, but also it is on Game Pass and new accounts can just buy it for like $1 for a month. So I feel like it's really just like banning people from like a free game essentially. And they just remake accounts and then cheat on those. But if they're getting caught by the anti-tampering measures or cheat detection, which it seems like in this next part that they've been improving, so they'll get caught more often, I guess maybe just rebuying the game wouldn't matter at that point because they'll just get banned again, like right away. So I'm glad they're doing that. Yeah, okay, good. So basically what I'm trying to say is if they're improving the cheat detection and anti-tampering that will ban accounts, if cheats are detected, then that will negate the way people will just buy Game Pass for $1 on a new account to be able to play Sea of Thieves again and cheat. So that's really good. I feel like that's probably where a lot of cheaters come from. Anyways, let's get back to this. In addition to enforcement action, we also work diligently behind the scenes to detect and block newly developed and evolving cheats. This includes, but is not limited to, the cheats and hacks listed below. A hack that allowed players to move at an incredibly high rate of speed, often used to evade attacks, chase down ships, or transport items. A hack that allowed players to grab loot from a greater distance than intended. The ability to grant items to a player's account without prerequisites to do so. This also resulted in the termination of 4,500 accounts that were detected to be using this exploit. That's insane. Like, I know Sea of Thieves has like a lot of players, but I can't believe like 4,000, over 4,000 people were using this. A cheat that enabled the ability to bucket water from your own ship directly into the hull of another ship. Blocking exploits used to earn gold in order to earn inordinately high scores with an emissary ledger. I see this every month. I see like instantly. First day I'll see like someone who has like 50 or like 90 mil like emissaries. Like it doesn't even make sense, but I'm glad to know that's by exploits. I actually got on recently. Maybe I can show it in this video. Like it was yesterday actually. I didn't realize this patch was up, and I got online and all the ledger boards just said undefined. It didn't have any names. I'm not really sure if that was because of this or something else. I know it says not limited to, but I really hope that they are now blocking the exploits of people using FOV hacks to see like way more around them, like have like a huge vision advantage. And then I also hope that they patched people being able to teleport kegs to your ship, because honestly I see that happen a lot in Hourglass, and that's probably the worst thing in my opinion. They also have a section about toxic behavior. We have always been clear around what we expect from our community, and we take reports of in-game toxicity incredibly seriously. Our moderation teams work tirelessly in this area to ensure that Sea of Thieves remains a welcoming and inclusive place. In the last 12 months, as a response of player reports, we have manually issued over 8,500 suspensions of accounts that have demonstrated negative behaviors toward fellow players. In addition to general rules around bad behavior and non-discriminatory language, we have enabled more stringent action around the use of discriminatory language. For example, the use of hate speech will result in players receiving our harshest suspension and will end an immediate final warning. Honestly, I see stuff like that a lot too. So, I mean, I think that is probably good. Like, don't get me wrong, I think people should be able to say mostly whatever they want, and I think that in Sea of Thieves you can say mostly whatever you want because you're pirates, right? I think that is good though, because the game is for like people of all ages, and you know. But also I think that it's important to keep the game fun, is to not have it be extremely toxic all the time. Like, for example, that's one of the reasons why League of Legends isn't fun to me anymore. I don't know, just throwing that out there. We also run regular sweeps of both pet names and ship names that do not meet our community standards to issue enforcement actions to players. In order to streamline this process, we recently added a in-game reporting feature. See May's release notes, which allows players to report the gamer tag, the ship name, or a pet name of any player they come into contact with. These reports are then reviewed by our moderation team, who can take any necessary action. I actually didn't know that was a thing. That's actually pretty interesting that they run regular sweeps on names. Do they just have someone like look through like a spreadsheet of all the names? I mean, if it works, it works. I'm just saying I'm curious about how they do that. The items mentioned in this update are just a small selection of the actions and improvements our security and moderation teams regularly make. Rest assured, we are always listening to your invaluable feedback and will continue to use this to guide our efforts to bring meaningful change. While stamping out cheating and toxicity remains a top priority within Rare, the overwhelming majority of millions of players within our community help to maintain the safe and inclusive environment of which we are so proud. And to this majority, we say thank you. We'll never stop striving to maintain the integrity of the game you care so passionately about. See you on the seas. The Sea of Thieves security team. Honestly, I think this is really good. I think, if I remember right, Sea of Thieves had like a 10-year plan to keep their game going. We're like halfway through this. I think it's really good that they're really striving to like take care of the game. And like, for example, we saw this really recently in like TF2. TF2 has been out for much longer, but like it was like full of bots and public servers and stuff like that. And they finally like crack down, and like everybody loves the game again. I feel like in a way Sea of Thieves is kind of going through the same thing right now. It's really stressful to like run into like cheaters, or like to me like toxic pirates are like less annoying than cheaters for sure. But running into a lot of cheaters, seeing a lot of cheaters on like YouTube videos and stuff is discouraging. But knowing that they're like working actively all the time to like improve the game and bringing us a lot of content within like the next season, and like really soon with the Monkey Island stuff, all of that makes me excited to keep playing the game. And I think I trust them to like make the next 5 years of their game plan work out really well, and I feel really good about it. I'm glad that they have this update and they were like transparent with us. Also, that's a lot of accounts that have gotten in trouble. Holy.